Hello world, WayofTime here, bringing to you another episode of EEPower. So, what now I am doing, good sir, I am making a comparator so that I can make an interesting machine in Thaumcraft. You can probably realize what this is once I actually get everything done. I am making one of these things, and it's going to require a node stabilizer, 4 redstone blocks, one of these, 2 iron, as well as a Netor. I made a lot of Netor by basically, well, Netor is one of those easy things nowadays, so it's just a log as well as 4 Potentia and 4 Ignis. What I did was I chunked in a bunch of charcoal, since it has 2 of each, and basically 2 of these with one of the logs gets 1 Netor, which is a pretty good deal, I should say. So we are making a node transducer with a node stabilizer so that we can do some node stabilization. So F7, make sure nothing is unlit. And now we're actually going to need our node. Now this is a node that I managed to pick up earlier. It's unfortunately a pale node, so it's not going to be that good. However, we're also going to need some redstone signal source. And I'm thinking that will come. And also, now that I think of it, I want to move this up by 1 so that it'll look nicer once we get everything figured out. So I need 1 bit of cobblestone. Where's the cobblestone? 1 bit of cobblestone. There we go. Take the cobblestone, and here this will make a lever. We need to whack this node in a jar. And we're also going to need to get our transducer up in the air. That made a very oddly satisfying sound. Okay, so that's our apparatus. We just need to whack it. Here we go. Whack it with this to get the node out. Now it's stabilized. And now we need to transduce it. And you will soon see what this does. And it seems like I don't actually have enough redstone to do this. I need 1 piece. Do we have 1 more piece of redstone anywhere? It doesn't appear like I do. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the side is solid enough for me to be able to use it. So I'm going to have to do some sort of hacky method to get the redstone, but we'll see if it needs a direct redstone signal or an indirect signal. That should be an easy enough thing to do. So this, and this. Get that out of the way. And flip the switch. There we go. Now this thing is going to start stealing all of the V out of this node. And while we're at it, we're going to make this nice and purty by putting 4 torches there, herpa derpa. Now, what's the purpose of taking all this energy out of it? We're trying to rip this node apart. And by doing so, we're trying to make it give us a gateway into the power dimension that all nodes harness its energy from. And we don't want it to be just the gentle recharging rate of the 1 recharge pedestal. We want to be able to get a constant amount from this. Unfortunately, it's going to take quite a bit of effort for this to happen, so we're going to basically, whoop, there we go. So much for quite a bit of effort. Now, unfortunately, we're not able to actually scan this. We can't learn anything from it. And it's a pretty weak node because, frankly, I didn't want to try with a very heavy node. But as you can see, we have different values on it than before. We have 3 of each except for 2 for fire. And this means that we can get 3 centi-V per tick from each of those and 2 centi-V per tick from the others. Now, we're going to need to harness this, and the way we harness it is by building some of these V relays. I never realized that, but to basically put it into perspective, I'm gonna make another one later, so let's grab this. And all we need to do is place this near enough by check. What does it require for a V? Okay. So obviously it's going to be something that we need to work on, so let's get that. We already have the iron. We need the balanced shard. We don't have the great wood. However, that's actually pretty easy in comparison to the other things to create. So this, wand, there we go. Now we need to actually put 2 of these in for that, and put that, and this for our V's charge relay. So if we put that on, you can see that it's starting to charge up the wand in our nice little thing over here. It's pretty spectacular to look at when you think of it. I mean, all that pure energy going into our nice little relay here. Now obviously we're gonna want some. If we're gonna power our wand with this thing, we're gonna want to make it a lot faster. I mean, this is pretty dang fast. Also, probably because it's a little broken at the time, but oh well. But if we want something steady, we can just do that. Now, unfortunately, we got some unnatural hunger, so it seems like these footlongs aren't going to be as satisfying, oddly enough, as they used to be. I could go for the taste of human flesh right now. Any takers? No? Ah, that's a shame. So unfortunately, past this point, it seems that my mic has royally messed up, so I'm going to have to comment the rest of this episode from now because, well, there's nothing else that I can do, and I feel that a recap episode is a bit better than completely voiding the entire accomplishments that I made the last time, so here we are. So right now I'm trying to make an igneous extruder because I was thinking to myself, well, what's the best way to make some obsidian in a way that won't make me just get a bunch of, well, a diamond pickaxe or two and just mine away. Also, I don't think I have a diamond pickaxe anymore, so that's probably something I'm going to need to make after our next construction. Anyway, so I also found a diamond from one of the ships, and when I was just, running amok trying to find some materials. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find any sort of redstone that would have helped in previous build, but hopefully the thing that I'm trying to do right now will eventually fix that. So, just getting a bit of lava because we're going to need it for our next thing, and it seems that our oil is a little low. We might have to fix that at a later time. So, the only method that we really have of getting lava right now is to just simply go out to the meteor and get a bunch of lava. That's something that's easily doable at another time, so we won't even worry about that. So what I'm trying to do in this episode is I'm trying to make the next thing in blood magic, and that is to get a few ritual stones. Ritual stones take quite a bit of obsidian to make. I believe it's 4 obsidian and 4 reinforced slates. That's the tier 2 ones. And then we need to combine those with a blood orb to make 4 ritual stones. So 1 obsidian, 1 reinforced slate, and that pretty much gets everything that we need. So I'm just taking away one of the chests because I need to vacate a bit of space since, well, I already have an existing water hookup, and as you can tell, the water is really flourishing at this point. And the air sigil definitely does help, though it doesn't give any sort of breathing underwater apparatus. That's something for another time. Anyway, so I'm trying to get the ritual stones to solve a few problems. One of the problems is my diamond shortage, and another is the redstone shortage. And I suppose the third one is pretty much a shortage in everything else. I don't want to constantly have to go out and mine all the time because mining, although it is fun, it does get a bit cumbersome later on, especially when you are, well, using the air sigil for flight, and then the air sigil pretty much takes an arm and a leg to operate. No, really, a literal arm and a leg. It does get a bit hard at some times. So just get rid of this, and we're going to need to install the lava tank up there. And then probably we're going to need to think about upgrading it to a better tank later on, though that's something else. I think it needs quartz, fused quartz glass to be able to do, not something that our quite clear glass can do. So I might as well, at this time, since I'm setting a bunch of stuff up on the video, might as well talk about a few things that will be coming up later in Blood Magic. Blood Magic, I'm trying to make a bunch of the N tier stuff flourish as much as possible. So to do that, you need to have an entry point into the next system that will pretty much blow away the users. And it needs to be difficult enough such that you're going to be able to do it, well, it won't be just a quick quick scheme, if that even makes any sort of sense. Probably doesn't, but we'll go with that analogy for now. Now, okay, here, making a bit of obsidian from the lava, trying to get the cobble out of the way, and I think it takes about 10 seconds to make one obsidian. I think that's a quick enough amount. Maybe we can generate our own lava at a later time. However, we don't really have the energy for that. Maybe a Well of Suffering or something later. Maybe Sanguinemancy has sort of things that we can use. But anyways, I digress. So we got the obsidian done. We're going to need to get a bit more lava. And now we're probably going to need to start on the slate. So I'm probably in this going to look at that soon. So the next system that's going to be coming up in Blood Magic is called the Demon Invasion System. And the purpose of the system is to basically put your magic to the next level by learning or stealing from the demons in such a way that you can finally make it to the tier 6. And obviously this is going to take quite a bit of effort to do on the user's part. So there's a few ideas floating around in the Blood Magic RSC channel, and I've discussed it with the Madman a bit. He's one of the main members in the Blood Magic community. Anyways, so what I'm thinking right now is we're going to want to have a demon portal, and it's going to be the center of everything. So all the actions that you do with the demon invasion system are going to require this portal in which to do. It's going to basically be some sort of overhead tile entity that's going to be controlling the entire system of the demon invasion. And I'm probably just throwing a bunch of terms out that that's probably confusing to a few people, so I'll try to put it differently. Okay, right now I'm making a lava crystal and kind of derping at it at the same time. Gotta love remembering recipes. So what you have to do is you have to be very far into tier 5. So this means tier 5 altar, probably going to need a few altars. You'll need to be well versed in the reagent system, which I believe is unlockable at tier 4. Yes, you need cracked runic plates to be able to do that. So okay, got a few mooing cows. Thankfully we won't be able to hear them as much when doing this. So you need to rip apart the demons, to create the portal, you're going to need to rip apart the very fabric of your world to try to enter the demon's world. And it's not going to be a simple open up a portal like the Nether portal to just create, well, to enter its own dimension. Probably eventually you'll be able to go into the demon dimension itself. However, there currently are no plans for doing that. That's probably like tier 7 magic, which I'm definitely not thinking about. Well, it's been a while since I've actually added a new tier now that I think of it. Anyways, so to even think about going to tier 6, you're going to have to go... Oh, here's some light level issues where a zombie decided to attack me spontaneously. And it seems like I'm a little under the weather there. So you're going to have to use alchemical reagents on a ritual of some description to rip apart the dimension between you and the demon's own dimension. So to do that, it's going to take a lot of power. Beacons, probably going to... Well, one of the main things that I think you'll want to do is have demon sacrifices. So you're going to sacrifice demons themselves to hope that you activate the portal. And once the portal activates, there are going to be several stages that you're going to have to tackle, several different tiers that will be required to be able to do anything related to the demon invasion. And the first tier is obviously you opened up the portal, it's fresh, it's new, it's exciting, hip hip hooray, demons are now going to come to claw out your face, but then you're going to have to do different things to stabilize the portal. So the portal will take, well, wow, funny that I actually have portal in my chat bar. See the second block right next to the ender portal? Yeah, that's mine, the untextured one. You can actually test the demon invasion right now, but I suggest strongly to only do that in a test world because, frankly, right now there is no way to stop a demon invasion. It's going to continually expand outwards. So, once you make the portal, the method to do so is not done, but I'm thinking you'll need a ritual and some sort of structure that will need solid runic plates, etc., etc. Once you make it, it's going to start placing roads and a framework of the entire demon village outwards, and it's going to continually grow procedurally, depending on what type of outside influences that you use, such as being able to give Incendium to increase the buildings amount, do other things to increase its tier, and it'll also grow fluidly if there's no outside interaction with a certain few things. Now, there's a few ideas floating around right now. One of the main ideas that we're thinking about currently is to just simply have it so that demons spawn on the roads while it's growing outward. So there's going to be houses and there's going to be demons that you're going to have to raid and kill in that order. It'd be kind of hard to kill a house, so you're not going to want to do that, I don't think. Well, if it's your thing. Now, you're going to also want to get a few items from the demons and the houses. Probably need to rip apart the houses themselves, since, well, you're going to need a few items. Now, these items, it's still really up to debate what we're actually going to be doing with them. I'm thinking personally that we're going to want to just have it simply such that, well, the first tier of the demon village, I think the first initial portal that you rip open is going to be just a few houses, just a few demons, and it'll only be able to go to tier 0, so the initial tier. And maybe go to tier 1 after that. Oh, that's a lot of cows. Oh my goodness, who thought that blood magic would be so freaking laggy? Okay, so 20 reinforced slates. I guess it's time to start the, well, making of the ritual stones that we want. Air sigil power, not exactly nominal considering. Takes about 50 LP per air sigil blast, so it does get a bit cumbersome, especially when you need to do large distances. Ooh, I envy that envy shard. Okay, so we're going to need, to make the scribing tools, you need 4 different types of materials, and they need to be in the blood altar. I have right now in my inventory a lapis block, and we're also going to need obsidian. So lapis represents water, obsidian represents earth, then we have a gas tier that represents air. I've got it in my air sigil. And we also have the magma cream that represents fire. So you're going to need to go to Nether, well, and be well versed in the Nether stuff to be able to hope to get anything done. Anyway, so demon invasion, random research gain. Okay, let's gather my thoughts a bit. So you're going to have to kill the demons to be able to progress. You're also going to have to allow the portal to grow in size and shape and form, power, strength, all that fun stuff to be able to get farther and farther into the demon invasion part of the mod. Now, since it's very end game, what I'm hoping is that the demons are going to be remarkably unfair. By unfair, I just chucked in all of the obsidian. That was a good job, Way. Good job indeed. Always good to have only one obsidian when you're doing a crafting process, I think so, especially for those scribing tools. So it's going to be remarkably unfair in the beginning because you're going to need to use all of your tactics. If you use armor that isn't... I'm going to find a bunch of ways to royally mess you guys up if you use armor that's not blood related. So if you're using something like the thermal expansion OP armor of OPness, you can see Tarwolf versus Soren episodes for that. Oh my goodness, that armor. I mean, why would you make an armor that deflects all blows for a minimal amount of energy? Especially in a PvP environment that Forgecraft is. Anyways, I digress, kind of. Not really. Anyways, so this armor is going to be... the demons are going to have armor penetrative abilities. And this basically means that if you don't have armor that protects against some mild amount of armor penetration, here I'm making a few ritual stones by the way, if you don't have anything that prevents against armor penetration, you're going to be royally messed up, and I mean that incredibly non-sincerely, honestly. It's gonna be a good time. So, obviously the weaker demons are going to be weaker, so you might be able to do it with, like, enchanted diamond armor, maybe scrape by on other sorts of armors. I think Tinker Construct has armor, however I don't think so. But you're also going to need to use tactics, because tactics will be key against these type of demons. What I'm hoping for is that you're going to have to, wow, look at me manually lay down the ritual stones. This is a pain to watch. Whew. The Ritual Diviner is a lot better. Imagine having to ink all of these stones by hands for something like the Meteor Ritual. That'd be a pain. So, I digress. So, you're going to need to have strong armor to be able to do it. You're also going to need to augment yourself with resistance, etc. Because there's one more thing that's really problematic. They are going to call their friends incessantly. When they get damaged, or when they spot you, they'll call out to their demon portal to basically mark you as being in their territory. When that happens, all of the demons will basically pay attention and start looking for you. If they find you, they will murk you. And by murk, I mean severely cripple you to the point where you're going to have to run away with an air sigil and blast them with a few energy bazooka shots to stand a chance in surviving. I really need a better way to do this. I mean, gang a bunch of cows, that's fine. But it's hard to control a population when you have to get a certain amount to basically be able to do any of your blood magic stuff, and a bunch of other stuff that will not even bother. So, okay, so this ritual is the Ritual of Magnetism, and what it does is it pulls ores from the ground. Wow, torches on fire runes does actually look quite good when you look at it from this angle. That seems like a nice torch thing. Anyways, it pulls ores from the ground. Default is a 7x7 area. I probably just illustrated that, though I can't hear myself for some reason. Wonder why that is. Stupid mute key. Not even a key, it was a switch. And it's not even that the switch was off. It was like halfway, so it decided to go, Master seems to be a little confused about what I should do. I should just completely turn myself off. That seems perfectly logical. So then I have to... Okay, what was I even talking about? I don't even know. Okay, I was talking about the ritual stones. Let's enchant iron pickaxe with horrible efficiency, because that's a fun thing to do. And probably eat it up, because it doesn't even have unbreaking on it. Yes. Okay, so... so the demon portal is basically going to be entirely one entity. So whatever one demon knows, all of the demons know. And they're going to attempt to protect the portal. That said, if you do happen to destroy the portal, the demon portal invasion system thing, it'll completely stop. So once you destroy the portal, all the demons won't be able to communicate with one another, and you'll basically stop their power source. However, you won't be able to spawn any more demons because it relies completely on that portal to be able to tell where stuff goes. Huh, thank goodness we have some redstone. Don't think we got any diamonds from the dispatches, which would have been nice because, frankly, I'm low in diamonds. I only managed to find out one diamond through happenstance, and that was only through luck. I think that's what luck and happenstance are. I don't know. Ooh, a little airy there. I think so. Now, it's very early in development right now. Well, early in the sense that I'm gonna need to get some I'm gonna need to get some demons to be, well, able to talk to each other, for instance. Need to design the demon models, so it's going to probably need at least 10 demon models to be remotely good. I think I'll keep it non-elemental to start with, however, expand the options to allow the addition of elemental demons to be given to a certain demon village. Maybe we can have something like factions of demon villages. So if you have a demon village next to another demon village, and they're different or opposing types, so fire versus water, etc., they'll start to attack each other. However, it's my interest where you don't have to do that, because having one demon village is going to be a big enough problem that it's going to be, well, worse of problem if you have two of them intersecting, especially if they start to intersect, which anyways. Now the demons are going to need, well, you're going to get items, you're also going to get things from the buildings, and what I'm thinking is that you'll also have the ability to loot certain crates or chests in the buildings that will spawn in them. So you'll have warehouses or storehouses. I think I'll call them storehouses for now while I'm thinking about it. You'll have storehouses where you're going to have to basically raid them without being seen, because, as previously mentioned, if you're seen, it's going to get really hairy. And the storehouses will only occur at the second tier of the demon village, because I'm not going to let that stuff out, well, free stuff to go right away. Now, thinking on it a bit, and this is just me speculating about how the system is going to end up, I'm thinking that what we're going to want to do is maybe have it refill after a certain duration of time, and also have it so that you'll be able to use different methods to solve your sneaking problem, like cast an illusion spell on yourself to be able to sneak past higher tier demons so that you don't get murked as soon as you enter it. They'll think you as demonkin, or you might accidentally cast the illusion spell incorrectly, in which case a fire tribe will see you as an ice tribe and attempt to peel off your face. I think they have a lot of uses for peeled off faces. I think maybe like a brew of death. Yeah, brew of death does sound like it's something that you'll want to get from that. So, now that we're near the end of the video, I gotta show this, just say this. What are you going to get from summoning a demon invasion to the overworld? You've managed to rip apart a demon portal into the overworld, and you're being a very nice guy and letting a bunch of demons gain a foothold into the overworld. So what do you really get from this? You're going to gain the power of a tier 6 blood mage, and you're going to have a bunch of different systems that will completely optimize your sacrifice as well as sacrifice capabilities, and you're going to be able to further augment your blood armor abilities in such a fashion that the bound armor in its current form is going to look like complete weak sauce. And what do I mean by this? Bound armor right now, you're going to basically be able to protect against anything if you have tier 2 soul hardening. You have to have soul hardening to be able to protect against everything, and it's unenchantable. Yes, I did fix that anvil bug. Don't even bother bringing it up. And dang it, Dire, why did you even have to show that? Anyways, so you're going to basically have stronger than bound armor. I'm not going to tell you what it's going to be, because there's a lot of stuff that you're going to have to find out by yourself, but we're going to have to show that later. Well, that's all the time we have for this episode of EEPower. If you like what you see, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to future episodes. And also, I'm going to be doing a streaming session on either Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, and it's going to be about the Mine Z2 Alpha. I have premium access to it because, well, I'm a premium member, I decided to donate, etc. And, well, I'm going to be streaming a bit of that, and we'll see how that goes. Oh well, WayofTime here, signing off. Have a wonderful day.